Hey everybody, welcome to Ticket Stubs and Popcorn. I'm Peter.
Hey folks, I'm Frank.
Frank, how you doing?
Right. I'm all right today.
Yeah.
Look at that, you checking in on me. That's
Well,
nice.
I felt guilty. Jeez, I've been feeling guilty about not checking in on it.
That's okay. I'm fine. Fine as wine. So, what are we doing today?
Today's
I know what we're doing
featured
today.
performance.
It's
Yeah,
just
we already
banter.
picked
It's
the
just
name out
patter.
of the bucket.
Yeah.
We are featuring Allison Janney.
Allison Janney she's awesome.
Wonderful.
I love her. She's so fantastic. Yeah. Talk about afterwards. With all the recent brouhaha, just to give you folks a little idea of where we are time wise, if you're catching this years from now.
Yeah.
With the whole Academy Awards thing, it made me wonder this question. I'd like your thoughts on it. What do we even need these award shows? Are award shows necessary?
Okay.
So we'll talk about that because I have some thoughts and I want to frame the question probably a little bit more specifically at the what do they? So
Yes.
do we need these award shows?
We can talk about
kind of thing.
Yeah, we can definitely.
And I'm not talking about do we need the awards. I mean, do we need the award shows?
I know.
I
get it. The whole presentation.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
Allison Janney.
Do you want to go? Oh,
you go ahead.
Okay, I'll go first.
I'm going to drink my coffee
Uh,
in my Ologies mug. Great podcast, by the way. Ologies. This is not a sponsored thing. I'm just saying that Allie Ward does a great podcast. It's
and
called
he happens
Ologies,
to have a mug.
and I have the mug, and it's a great podcast. You should check it out.
All right, Allison Janney, wonderful actor. She's an actor who has a definite look. She's like 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
She's slender build. She's of a certain age. She's been with us for a little bit, but she even though you would say, okay, that might limit you in a certain way, it certainly doesn't.
Right.
She can do anything, and they use her for pretty much anything. Wonderful. She's done a lot of TV work, which I don't really watch, and I know that she's had a lot of success.
Yeah.
In a couple of one very long running series, and another one, the more recent one that she's been in with Anna Faris's mom, and that's been doing well. So she's in a lot of stuff. I am going to limit, because it's what I watch more than TV. I'm going to limit my picks to who work in film. So even though this actor can do a lot, it seems that my picks might seem a little limited. You'll see what I mean when I finish. But okay, my first pick would be Juno.
Okay.
Juno, she's the stepmom of Juno. And she's married to the J.K. Simmons character, who is her biological father.
I always want to call him J.K. Simons for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, that's
so in this one, these are both, because they work off each other really well in this movie. There's a lot of quick banter throughout the movie, not just centered around the Juno character, but around a lot of her friends and the parents as well. And her parents are wonderful. They are supportive.
They're real.
They are cool, and they are real.
Yeah,
exactly.
But they're not so cool that they're not real.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's not a fake thing. They just kind of know, and they're always there for her in the right way. Not like, too much or over the top or, helicopter mom. Not like that one. And it's great to see parents like that, portrayed like that in a movie or even on TV. Where it's like, it's not like too much of the buddy best friend kind of a parent, or the cloying.
I'm a cool mom.
Oh, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, just keep telling yourself that. They just are. They just work well together, and they work well off of the Juno character.
They remind me a lot of the parents in Easy A.
Yeah, we've actually talked about one of our questions. I think was like best parents, and I think we both mentioned those two sets of parents from those two movies.
I don't remember what I say.
Yeah, no. Well, I think
no one really should pay any attention to what I'm saying.
Allison Janney, it's a smaller role, but it's still significant in the movie, and it's important. Love her work in Juno. Right. Now, a bigger role, but also in this case cast as a mother again. But that's not to limit her, because she can do anything, and in this role she proves she can do anything. Tonya. Yeah. It's the Tonya Harding story, and you're probably familiar either through the movie or just from personal recollection. Tonya Harding, the figure skater.
This figure skater.
Yes. Ouch. Because she disfigured her knee.
Yeah.
They're gonna say, okay. Tonya Harding doesn't come out of a laboratory. She doesn't come out from under a rock. She's created, and the athlete is created by training and strict discipline and this sort of thing. The edge of Tonya Harding is also created in her personal case, and as it's shown in the movie, by a mother who is not a very nice person. So perfectly and scarily portrayed by Allison Janney. And Lavana, I think her name, whatever, something like that. Or Lavonda, whatever.
Awful. No, Lavonda, I think, was the girlfriend in Napoleon Dynamite.
Very good, you're right. Yeah, so, But just... She's frightening.
She's so mean.
Frightening. She's just like no sympathy. She is just on her like white on rice, as they used to say. She's just like never lets up, never has any word of praise or sympathy or anything. Congratulate, nothing. All it is in your face. Why can't you be better? You are weak. Oh
it's like our conversation.
Exactly. Exactly.
So mean to me. So mean to me. Help me.
You just finished drinking your warm vinegar. It's just.
Burns.
It's fun because it works in the movie, but it is scary to see what may have really gone on behind the scenes from like a 3-year-old girl to like the time she gets to the Olympics for Tonya Harding. And it's incredible. It's just so funny. She just takes no crap from anybody, doesn't mind if people see her in public yelling at her young, because she starts
bird.
Yeah, the bird picking at her. Commands of performance. And a matter of fact, a lot of people praise Margot Robbie in the movie, which was justified. But I got to tell you, I think that performance pales in comparison to the Allison Janney performance.
She won an Oscar for that, didn't she?
Allison did. Yeah. So she's. You see this polished actor doing what she can do best, and it's not always playing a mother, but in this side we see a side of a parent that you hope that never exists, but it does exist, and wonderful. I can't say enough about that one. Now, your third one. My third pick. Saw this movie when it came out. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Wonderful performances. Seen it a few times again. I saw it within the last year. And I saw this performance that I completely forgot about by Allison Janney in American Beauty. It's a very it's a very short
it does not
role.
Yeah.
There's maybe like a few 4 or 5 little times you see her in the movie. Very few words, very few lines for her character. And once again, she's just happens to be cast as a mother. But it's what she does with so little words, her face, her body language, and the occasional line. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
This woman is like
drained of life.
Post-traumatic stress syndrome. She's like a shell of a human being, and a lot of times she's like just sitting there. And other times where she's at the stove or staring out the window, like you say. And it's
and you don't know if it's mental illness, is it trauma,
is it the Chris Cooper husband? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And there's like a few things within there, the interaction or non-interaction between, in this case, her and her husband, who's portrayed by Chris Cooper, or her and her son, Wes Bentley. And it speaks volumes.
Yeah.
And until I watched it again, say a year or 15 months ago, I was like, oh my God, I forgot that she's in this movie. Not because of her, but the role is small, and there's a lot of other tremendous performances in that movie. And when you see her, you go,
oh yeah.
She has made that little role her own by just her reaction and her body language and how she is, just like I said, a shell of a human being. And she's a few seconds behind on the uptake. How's everything going, Mom? Like the son tries to interact, but only when it's appropriate. And, she's like, fine.
Just like, she's...
And there's the scene where he's going to leave, the boy is going to leave home, and he says goodbye to her, and he hasn't told anybody. He's going to sneak off, but he figures he'll tell her. And he says something like, Mom, I'm going away. And she just says something like, okay, make sure you remember your raincoat. And he looks at her, and you see this face of Allison Janney. And Allison Janney is not the kind, like I said, she has a physical presence, and it's tough to make her look small and hollow. And that's what she is. She's drained. And he looks at her before the last thing I think he says is something like, I wish things could have been better for you.
Yeah.
And then, like, the only time you ever see anybody, like, touch or hug or kiss her is he kisses her, like, on the cheek or the forehead or something. And and you're just like, oh, my God. So she happens, I happen to pick 3 roles where she is cast as a mother. That is definitely not all she's limited to, because we've seen her do other stuff. So much stuff. Just a tremendous force, and she is of an age where we know we're going to have her for many more years. So I really look forward to, as she even, ages more, to see what she's going to do and give us.
Yeah. Oh, she's great. We what's the word I'm looking for?
Overlap?
Oh my God, overlap.
Okay.
It's funny, we were talking about dementia earlier.
we actually were.
We were. So anyway, so we overlap on 2. So I will jump onto Juno.
Yeah.
And the relationship she has, and it's weird because like it enhances the relation. The fact that she's the stepmother enhances the relationship between her and Juno in this situation. I think more than if she were her natural mother.
Yeah.
Because it's, like a step parent, it's almost this, I'm inheriting these
You're
problems.
also afraid to overstep.
Like to overstep, like what's your role in this?
Yeah, how far?
And she just steps up, and she's sort of no nonsense, and that's what's great about those parents in that movie, and they're written so well.
Yeah.
And like, I think those parents are written better than Juno is, because their dialogue is more real than like Juno's. It's not as hip and funny. They're just like, all right, we're just a realistic situation, and here we are, and we're just going to have to deal with it. And it doesn't that they're not judgmental, they're not angry, they're just like,
they have to.
Okay, here's this. Let's open up this package. Oh, this is what we're dealing with today.
Yeah.
We're dealing with the teenage pregnancy. Okay, let's just do this.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of risk there of it being, preachy or
on their part.
On their part.
Parents' part.
But it's nothing like that.
No.
So, which is fantastic, and I love seeing that. And she's very, very real in that. In I, Tonya, as you were saying, she is the worst.
Mother of the Year.
Oh my God, Mother Blank of the Year. She's just the worst. And having seen her be so wonderful and be a pretty positive, I think this is really the only time that you see her as a monster in anything. Like American Beauty, where you feel bad, and she's a very sympathetic character. In Juno, she's just like super cool and just brass tacks. Let's just get this done. In I, Tonya, it's just like, damn, she's almost actively aggressive and intimidating, and it's just I woke up today and decided, hey, Birdie Bird, let's be abusive. Let's do it.
I'm going to flick cigarettes at my daughter's face today, or whatever.
So,
just not that she does, but she could have.
and you buy it. So that's what's good. And it's so real. She's fantastic in that, and well deserving of that Oscar. The next one I'm going to take is her role in West Wing, which I know you didn't.
No, I figured because you are, and I know that you talked about it. You are a big fan.
Huge West Wing fan, huge Aaron Sorkin fan, and this was a show where she was able to do drama and do comedy, and just held her own amongst other brilliant actors. And you can see that she can do comedy. She's very, very funny in this. Yeah. And in times where she needed to be dramatic, she was very, very dramatic. There's a little story arc in that where she sees her father sort of, falling into dementia. This is apparently our dementia episode.
Dementia show. Yeah.
So she's really, really fantastic in that. And the show's like 9 seasons or something, 7 or 9 seasons.
She has a very important role.
Yeah, she really, really does. And that show just was so great in terms of a snapshot. They did so much with the behind the scenes of the White House, and they had White House people who were consultants on the show. It was really interesting. And she was just fantastic, and I love being able to see comedy mixed in with drama, and I think that was a big part of the success of that show. That didn't get too preachy or political, right? So it was. So she's really, really fantastic in that. I love her in that. So those are my 3 quick Allison Janney roles. She's great, but I really want to talk about award shows. Yeah. So award shows. What do you think?
All right. Right off the top, I'll say awards, not the shows. Awards, I think, are wonderful, and you could argue whether they're necessary, but I think that part is great. I've got no problem with that one, and I have no problem that there is a proliferation over the last 20 years of many different things now doing their own film showcases, their own movie awards and that stuff. But in terms of the presentation shows, do we need them? I have gotten to the point in the last, 10, 15 years, and I used to watch them. I haven't seen the last 2. I've gotten to the point when I don't think they are necessary at all.
I really, and again, this has nothing to do with the recent,
No, nothing. No.
Smith.
I agree.
I just wonder, there's always talk. Oh, viewership is down. What do they do? How do we get better hosts, or how do we host it? Yeah. Or I got to be honest, there's you read in the, you'll see in the news like, oh, so and so won a SAG award, or oh, the Writers
Or the
Guild,
BAFTA,
or whatever,
right.
BAFTA or
Yeah,
something like
exactly,
that,
yeah.
or the Golden Globes, and I mean
Yeah.
I know that those are televised too, but
They're all
like
well,
yeah,
at least local. I mean, maybe BAFTA is
Small.
over there,
but I just don't. I get as much from like, oh, okay, such and such won the SAG award, such and
I
such
don't
won an
mind
Oscar.
just reading a line item.
Right.
This person won this.
But
This one won that
does
one.
it-
That's good enough for me.
Does a movie getting an Oscar or getting a nomination, does that compel you to watch a movie more or less? Or does it make you go, yeah, or, I mean, every industry has got
the
its...
only time that I ever really say, oh, because usually, I had in the past, not this year, in the past been up on it. So I know I've seen many of the things. Once in a while, I would maybe go out of my way to try to watch a movie somehow, is if it won Academy Award or was nominated and it happened to be like for a category that I might have, like a documentary or a foreign language.
Right.
But the regular mainstream, if we want to call them that, feature-length films, no, I don't think it necessarily gets me to go, oh, I got to go see that movie just because of this nomination or just because of this award.
And I don't know if it's because I pay a lot of attention to movies, so I know what's coming and stuff like that, that I'm either going to be interested or not or whatever. So, but I mean, and I'm sure that there's some folks out there who go, oh, hey, such and such won an Oscar for Best Picture.
Yeah.
You know what?
Maybe it works.
Maybe I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Now. So, but I mean, the shows are just they're. I same thing. I used to watch them all the time, and now I don't. It's not that I don't care because I'm there the next day watching what wins,
trying to
and I
catch
want to
up.
know.
Yeah.
But because that's my thing. So
the thing that I would take this is gonna, it's probably just me. The thing I would watch, the Oscar presentation shows for, I would like to see who won. I didn't care. This speaks volumes about me. I don't care about how they're dressed. I don't care about the live musical performance of some of the nominated songs or the music. I would watch for the in memoriam, because you say, oh yeah, I forgot, or oh my God, I didn't even know that one slipped right by me.
And then this world of streaming, I just think that film it, stream it. Do the whole do the presentation of the. It just adds like this whole extra layer of. I mean, do we?
Yeah.
I mean, there's
I don't think
sports.
it's necessary.
Sports does their ESPYs and stuff like.
But even
there are other
people,
industries and stuff like that have their award shows and stuff. I find it. I always thought it was kind of funny. Like everybody says, "Oh, I love the Super Bowl because I'll for the commercials, and the commercials are great." And there's always
or I'll be invited to my friend's party and he throws a great party.
Yeah, but it's like
never
the
about the
commercials. Everybody loves the commercials,
Yeah.
but they don't televise like the commercial awards, whatever the Clios.
Oh,
is that
the Clios.
Clios? Is that the Clio? Is that the Clios?
Clio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to wonder. It's just like would you watch an award show about advertising? Like would you watch that, or you just be like, oh, okay, whatever? I don't know. I just I think I don't think we need. I don't think that they're as important anymore.
I know certain actors back in the day, and I mean like in the 60s and the 70s, there was a lot of things. Oh, this is I'm indignant over the fact that I'm even nominated because it's not a competition. We act because so there's a little bit of that movement. I don't have a problem with if the Academy or any group wants to give out an award based on their own judgment of someone's performance. I've got no problem with that. And I am interested in seeing, like the morning after or the week later, if I see something that says
such and
these
such.
are the awards that
Yeah.
were given out on this day, and these are the winners. I've got no problem with that. It's the whole hoopla over why are we doing this?
Yeah.
I don't know if it needs to be done
Maybe
the
I'm
way it's
just
done.
yeah.
No,
I just
know.
nobody
It's-
watched like
It's
I mean
it's
people
really
watch it.
lost a
Yeah.
lot, and apparently it's it loses viewers. Maybe not every year. I mean, some years you go back and forth.
Like if one year they did not broadcast the Oscars.
Exactly. Right.
Like is the movie industry gonna suffer?
Yeah,
It's like the only thing that's going to suffer is, ABC.
Right.
Who's
Some
broadcasting.
kind of revenue.
Yeah, exactly.
So like they can still have these award nights. We don't need to see it though.
Yeah.
They don't need to broadcast it. So you can still get dressed up. You can
Yeah,
still
go do the
You
thing,
can still
but
have
it
your
doesn't-
after party. You still have your own little your in business stuff going together, and everybody can do their own thing. That's fine.
It's
I don't
just this
care.
weird-
We don't need to.
Voyeuristic foolishness. It's just I don't know. It just seems I don't know. I just think that
I'm not.
Plus, they're always it always goes long, and it's like this caricature of a thing. It's just like don't tell me you can't like hem in how long this show is. 2 hours? Do it in 2 hours. Like you can do this.
Yeah.
In 2 hours. Like it's I don't know.
And the one thing that it doesn't frustrate me anymore because I don't really watch them anymore. But it used to frustrate me when the one thing that I would want to see was the genuine emotion of an acceptance speech, and those are the things that that's the thing that they choose to cut.
Yeah.
Nothing else. They won't cut the other stuff, but that's
Yeah.
the thing. And I'd be like, well, that sakes, this man or woman has been toiling in their craft,
Right.
whatever aspect of the industry
Right.
they're in, and they're 68 years old, and they finally won an award. I'd say give them the
Let them
extra
say
few
thanks.
minutes
Yeah.
to say thanks. It's like, is that so? Yeah, I don't think these shows. Are
So
necessary.
here we are, just two old stuffy men who are
have never
sick of
won
the
an
Oscars,
Academy
who have
Award.
never won an Academy Award. I've never been nominated.
I have been nominated 17 times.
17
and I've lost
times,
every
yes. But that's a
Meryl
different
Streep.
award. It's a different Oscar. It's this guy who
Wow.
hangs out in front of the 7-Eleven. And it's a whole different award. That's just weird. Anyway, let's look at the bucket.
But that Oscar drives a great pickup truck.
He does. And, the van. He doesn't have the van anymore. Oh, this will be a fun one.
You
There you
sure?
go. Yeah.
I like how you said it. Oh, this will be a fun
This
one.
will be a fun one.
Yes,
Ethan
yes,
Hawke.
this will be a fun one.
So, hey, and you know what, Ethan Hawke, you're welcome. All of our chatter got you onto an MCU
We
show.
got you that
Congratulations.
contract with that show.
So, it was just like, oh, there's all this buzz, all this talk about Ethan Hawke. Let's throw him in the Moon Knight show. So, you're welcome.
I love it
Ethan
so
Hawke.
far, Ethan. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, even
do love
I
it.
don't want to smack you in the face. So,
Wow.
I just can't stand him.
That open-faced
Anyway.
turkey sandwich issue with Frank
I
might
just-
be forgiven,
I
or
just-
it won't be forgotten.
I-
It'll probably be. Might
You know
be
what it is? I
forgiven.
think it goes back to like the early 90s when he had that stupid, wispy, stupid,
Are
bad
you body
facial hair.
shaming the poor man?
I'm face shaming him. So, all right, folks, thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.
Take care.
Bye.